Hey, Ellen Panthers, it's Mrs. Anderson. We're going to be doing some math problems today, some word problems together. So let's take a look at what our learning goal is for today. Our learning goal says I can solve take from, change, unknown problems. Now, we've looked at those during number talk, but I just want to remind you what that looks like. If you have a change unknown, take from, change unknown problem, it simply looks like this. Okay, so you have a number, something happens, you take something away, you don't know what, and then you get an end result, a new number. All right, so that's just to show you kind of what they're going to look like. So let's start with a number problem, a word problem. All right, and today I'm going to show you how to use what's called a tape diagram to help you. All right, so listen to this problem. Ben and Peter caught 17 tadpoles. They gave some to Anton. They have 4 tadpoles left. How many tadpoles did they give to Anton? So the first thing we need to do is think about what we know, all right? So we know that Ben and Peter caught 17 tadpoles, right? Yeah, they caught 17 tadpoles. They gave some to Anton. Do we know how many they gave to Anton? No, it doesn't tell us in the story. We just know that they gave some. So we're going to put a box. If they're giving some, okay, we're taking away. They're not getting more. They're giving some away. All right? And we know at the end of the story, it said that they had 4 tadpoles left. So this is going to be our number sentence. 17 minus box equals 4. Now, I told you that I was going to show you how to set up a tape diagram. So this is how we do that. All right. So we know that total there were 17. This whole box is 17. And we know at the end they had 4 left. We don't know what goes here yet. But remember, I showed you a little trick that you can do when we did number talk today. You can flip this problem around to help you solve that. Okay? We can rewrite that like this. 17 minus 4 equals box. And the reason that you can do that is because those are members of the same fact family. So we can solve that one pretty quickly because we can just count back. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. So we know that Anton got 13 tadpoles. Now, do you see how this could help you? I'm going to bring this just a little bit closer. All right. So if we add those two numbers together, 13 and 4, we should get 17. Well, put 13 in your head and count up 4 more. 14, 15, 16, 17. So we know that, 13 is the correct answer. So you would write 13 tadpoles. We do not want to forget our label, okay? And then we could draw out a number line to show that we counted back over here. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. That was our 4 we went back. Okay? So I want you to use that little trick that I taught you in number talk today about how you can flip that problem to make it a little easier to solve so that it becomes a result unknown. Okay? Now, let's try another one. Why don't you try that same problem? And you might want to grab your journals, boys and girls. I forgot to tell you that earlier, and a pencil so that you can work these along with me. All right, try this number set. So this time, Ben and Peter caught 23 tadpoles. They gave some to Anton. Do we know how many? Nope. But we know they gave them away, so that's a takeaway. And we do not know how many, so we'll put a box. So again, Ben and Peter had 23 tadpoles. They caught 23 tadpoles. They gave some to Anton, and now they have 14 left. I want to know how many tadpoles did they give to Anton, all right? So remember what I showed you, how to make that a little bit easier. We can flip that problem, and remember that works because those numbers are all members of the same fact family. That's why you're able to do that. We can draw our little tape diagram over here at the side too. We know that the total, all of that is 23. We know that he gave some to Anton, but we don't know how many yet. And we know that there are 14 left. Okay? So, do you remember how I showed you in number talk that you can work with the tens and ones? So what is 2 tens take away 1 10? It's 1 10 or 10. Now look here, we have a problem though. In the ones place, we've got 3 minus 4. Now, some of you may know how to work with negative numbers, but for those of you that don't, do you remember what I showed you in number talk? Remember, you can take a 10 if you don't have enough ones, and you can break it apart, okay? Hold on just a minute and I'll show you something. Look what I just happened to find. It's a 10 stick. Now watch. I'm going to break this apart. And I'm going to count these as I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This 10 stick, I want to show you this, look, is now 10 ones. Okay, so that's what you can do when you don't have enough ones. You can take a 10 stick and break it down. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this 10. I only have one of them, so I'm going to cross it out, and I'm going to add it over here to those 3 ones. So I have 10 ones plus 3 ones, and that makes 13 ones. So now, instead of 3 minus 4, I've got 13 minus 4. And that is, let's count backwards, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Okay? So I have 0 ones now, plus 9 ones. So the answer is 9. Okay? And remember, I showed you can check that by adding those 2 numbers together. So 14 plus 9, let's see if that really is 23. And if it is, we know that our answer of 9 tadpoles is correct. Okay? So I'm going to add my tens. I have 1 10 and 0 tens. That's 10. 4 ones and 9 ones. That's 13. So I need to keep going. 1 10 and 1 10 makes 2 tens or 20. And 0 ones plus 3 ones is 3. What is 20 plus 3? It is 23. So guess what? We did it. Awesome. Let's see if we can do another one. One more. This time, I want you to try the numbers 37 and 16. So, Peter and Ben they caught 37 tadpoles. They gave some to Anton. Now they have 16 tadpoles left. See if you can work that on your journal, in your journal. And remember, we're going to flip those because those are members of the same fact family, and we can do that. So it becomes 37 minus 16. Remember our tape diagram? The whole thing is 37, and we know that part of it is 16. We don't know this other part, okay? So let's work with our tens and ones. What is 3 tens minus 1 10? That's 2 tens or 20. And 7 ones minus 6 ones, that's 1. Did you know that from reflex? Now let's add those tens and ones together. What is 20 plus 1? Very good, it is 21 tadpoles. I'm not going to check this one, but you can do that when the video is completed. Don't forget, boys and girls, you can solve take from change unknown problems. And I want you to use that little strategy about flipping that, like I showed you. And remember, that works because those are members of the same fact family. You're going to have a seesaw activity to complete. Be sure and listen to the problem, and you will get to pick one or two number sets, solve the problem, and explain your thinking. Thank you for working so hard today, boys and girls. I'll see you soon.